My YouTube subscribers are going to be wondering what on earth's going on at the moment, but as some of you might have gathered, I've bought a new toy for a forthcoming trip and I'm playing with it, so that's why you're suddenly getting a flood of videos. And then the second reason that I'm doing this one tonight is that I'm at a Club 10, a Club 10 mile time trial, which is sort of, when it comes to entry-level events in cycling, they don't come any more entry-level than Club 10s. And this one's a Cycle Club Sudbury event. Cycle Club Sudbury is my club, and it's at Lavenham. They've been organising them at Lavenham for years, and in fact, my very first competitive event of any sort was actually a Club 10, a CC Sudbury Club 10, back in 1983, 41 years ago, and it was on basically the same course. It's changed a bit over the years because the roads changed a bit. There's 2 new roundabouts and stuff like that, but basically the same course, which is pretty extraordinary. And to prove the point, I've got a photograph here of a chap called Neil Miller. This is back in 83. It wasn't that very first event, I don't think, but this is Neil back then. Neil very sadly died in 1991, but that's him crossing the finishing line on the same course that we're doing tonight. So tonight we've got 15 riders signed up before the day. There might be a few others, and actually as the sport's sort of dying a death, as it seems to be now, with numbers dropping, that's actually about the same sort of number we used to get back in the 80s, I think. You know, we might have had a few more than that fairly regularly, I suppose, maybe up to 20 or so, but you know, it's not far off what we used to have, so it's really pretty good. Yeah, 15 riders. I'm definitely not going to win it because we've got 2 riders who are going to be significantly faster than me tonight, at very least, and probably others as well. I'm just looking for a reasonable time, really, and a bit of experience. And I've also got this camera on my bike, so you know that's going to be my excuse, is having a brick on the front of my bike. So that's going to completely muck up all my aerodynamics, obviously. So that's going to cost me at least a minute. You know, 50 watts plus, I would think that'll lose me. Anyway, I'm going to give it a try, see how things go. I only just finished work a few minutes ago and had a frantic drive over here, much of it behind a really slow driver. So we'll have to see how I'm actually going on the day, but let's see what we can do. It's at least dry at the moment, which is better than it looked as though it might be, because the forecast was kind of saying thunderstorms again. So hopefully we're going to be in luck tonight, and it'll be all right. Let's see how things go. Come on, Caroline. Thank you, mate. Go on, Izzy. Right, well that's that done with. Quite enjoyed that, really. It wasn't a bad sort of night, and the rain did hold off, which helps a lot. There was an awful lot of traffic though, and I got a bit held up unfortunately early on. I was catching number one. I was only off number two. I only had one rider in front of me that I could possibly get caught behind, and I managed it. What happens is drivers come up, overtake you, and then wait behind a rider in front that you're closing on quite fast, and I had quite a big delay as a result of that, and it was really early on, so it kind of throws your rhythm a little bit. But on the other hand, it kind of dulled my usual tendency to start too fast, I suppose. So perhaps I should be grateful for that. Maybe it made me go faster. And certainly in the end, that was actually my second fastest ever time on this course, and I've ridden it over 150 times, I think. So it was 139. I think the last time I checked, and that was a few years ago, so it must be over 150 now. And that was my second fastest ever, which at 59 I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. So I'm going to have to try and do that again when I'm over 60 and say that I've managed that. But it would have been a course PB if it hadn't been for the delay, undoubtedly, because I was only 7 seconds off my course PB for this, and my time was 22:57. And I was third, which was kind of what I was expecting, really. And I wouldn't have been second even if I'd not had the delay, because I was 24 seconds off the next rider, Ian Short. He beat me comprehensively, so I might have lost half that in the delay that I had, but it wouldn't have been more than that. So and the winner was Tim Torrey, who did a short 20, which is a pretty astonishing ride around here, and he was only just off the course record. And actually, when I passed him, he was in fact getting delayed in the same way that I had behind traffic going through Great Waldingfield. There were cars waiting behind a rider in front, and he was having to drop to their pace, so he must have lost time on that. I don't know how much it was. I don't know how quickly the cars cleared, because obviously we were going in opposite directions, but yeah, he must have lost a bit. So I reckon he might have had the course record if it hadn't been for that. Anyway, good fun, and the lovely events that people put effort into, the organisers and marshals and timekeepers give their time freely, and it's what sort of keeps the entry level side of the sport going, really. The fact that people like that are prepared to do this, and the fact that people are still prepared to come out and support the events.